This is the homework for 102, 103, and 104. In problem 3, 102, you needed to complete the diamond problems. 5/10 plus 2 is 2 and 5/10. 5/10 multiplied by 2 is 1, or you can say half of 2 is 1. 2 plus 5 is 7. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 and 5/10, or negative 2 and 5/10, plus a negative 2 is negative 4 and 5/10. Negative multiplied by negative is a positive 5. 8 minus 6 is 2. Positive multiplied by a negative is a negative. You get negative 48. In problem 3, 103, you needed to find out who was downloading songs faster, Joe or Jasmine. Joe can download the songs at a rate of 8 songs for every 10 minutes. So I set it up, the dependent over the independent, songs divided by the time. And remember, time will always be the independent, the x variable. So we have y over x. And Joe can download 8 songs in 10 minutes. 8 divided by 10 is 8/10. So Joe can download 8/10 of a song per minute. For Jasmine, I set it up the same way, dependent over independent, and she can download 12 songs in 15 minutes. Well, 12 divided by 15 is 8/10. So both are downloading at the same rate. In problem 3, 104, you needed to solve each equation and check if possible. I did the inverse operation of subtraction is addition, so I added x to both sides. That created a 0 pair. X plus x equals 2x. Inverse property of subtraction is addition, so I add 2 to both sides of the equation. 0 pair. 2 plus 2 is 4. Inverse property of multiplication is division. Create the giant 1, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 multiplied by x is x. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x equals 2. The only solution that would make this equation true is the number 2. So there's one solution. The great thing about equations is once you solve them, you could substitute your solution back into the equation, and that's what I did right here. So for x, I put 2. And this one, you have to pay really close attention to because it's a negative x, it's opposite of x. So I put it in parentheses and kept the negative on the outside. So the opposite of 2 is negative 2. And you see when we simplify it, 0 does equal 0, so it's true. So this solution does work. In B, you need to use distributive property first. So we need to distribute this negative. Opposite of a positive x is negative x. Opposite of a negative 1, positive 1. Now we just solve for x. And I want to bring the x's to the side that has the greater value, and negative x is greater than negative 4x. So I add 4x to both sides. Negative x plus 4x is 3x. Inverse property of addition is subtraction. So I subtract 1 from both sides, created the 0 pair. 3x equals negative 3. Inverse property of multiplication is division, created the giant 1. What you do to one side, you do to the other. and a negative divided by a positive, -1. This also has one solution. And to check, I would substitute x with -1 and make sure that the left side equals the right side. For C, when I simplified the equation, I got 2 equals 2. That's if I got rid of the variables from each side. I eliminated the variables. But if I subtract 2 from both sides and simplify the equation, I get x equals x. So if you ever get the left side and the right side having the same terms, 2 equals 2, or x equals x, it's going to have infinitely many solutions, or any number will make this equation true if I plug in for x. Here you see, if x is 7, the right side's 7. If x is -4, the right side's also -4. So any number I put in here would make this equation true. In problem D, we have to do distributive property. Once I distribute the negative, negative multiplied by negative is a positive, negative multiplied by positive is a negative. Now I simplify the equation, and I want to get the variables to the side that has the greater value, so I'm going to add 3x to both sides, and I get x plus 3x is 4x. Inverse property of subtraction is addition. 4x equals 6. Divide both sides by 4. I get x equals 6/4. Simplify this improper fraction, and I get x equals 1 1/2, or 1 5/10.